Welcome back, everybody, to A Certain Point of View here on a Monday evening as we are back for some Schmoedown discussion here on POV. Whole crew is here, and we have a very, very exciting show planned for you all tonight. Lots of good stuff to talk about. 3 incredible matches to discuss, as well as a big, big, big happy hour reveal and a little dedication to...
Oh, are we revealing it?
Oh,
We're
are.
revealing. It's less than a week away. We have to.
I know. Yeah. Fair
It's
point.
literally Friday.
And then we will also be getting into the one and only Mr. Nerd Chronic himself at some point as well. I'm Jake Berlin. I'm the host here on POV. I'm joined by my fellow hosts here on the channel. Let's start with Jill. Jill, how was your weekend? How you doing?
How was my weekend? This was the first weekend in I think 6 weekends where I had nothing to do. And because of that, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I bought a Christmas tree.
Yay!
I pulled mine out yesterday because you two both reposted it.
Because
Yeah.
I told you
It's
guys.
November 8th.
But, okay, here's my
November 8th. Thanksgiving is like 2 weeks away.
Okay, 2 things. Number 1, I start celebrating Halloween on September 1st, so that argument is null and void. 2, I usually don't decorate until after Thanksgiving for Christmas, but this is like our first Christmas in our new place with no roommates. And I was like, we don't own a tree. And I really didn't want to buy a tree as my bank account is swimming amongst me buying Christmas presents for people. And so I was like, I'm just going to get it now. So then I had a box in my living room and I was like, might as well put up the tree. So
I've had this conversation with a lot of people. I don't get where Thanksgiving was just lost. It was just
I'm not a Thanksgiving person.
Like,
I'm
I
not
don't
a
get it.
Thanksgiving person.
I don't
So
There's just not a lot to decorate for Thanksgiving. So it's like when you're
No.
putting away Halloween decorations, the Christmas decorations are right there. And
there's
you're
only
like,
so many hand turkeys you can make.
Yeah.
Before
There is no
To be
number
fair,
on
my
the amount of
garland-
hand turkeys you can make.
the garland on my entertainment center is like fall colors.
I was just gonna say I don't know if it's like where everybody is, but leaves started falling here a week ago, and that is still fall.
We have palm trees down here, so I don't know what trees, like actual trees, are. So those
I'm
don't
getting all
exist.
hyped up, and I don't want to be all hyped up right now. I'm just.
I've only put one of my trees up. The other 3 are not up yet. So
I thought you had 2. That's right. You have 3.
I have
darn
4.
trees.
just 4.
That just gives me anxiety. That just gives me anxiety.
Ugh.
I mean, you could have one in your living room. You can have one in your bedroom.
That's 2.
The dogs can have one
2 trees.
outside.
No,
2
this
trees,
is
maybe.
this is the first year that we have Ray with the tree, so I'm very interested in where that is.
Oh,
Gonna be very interesting. Brian, how you doing, man? How was your weekend? Good.
Chill.
You struggled with putting up a TV on the weekend, right?
got new TV?
Yeah.
I had to. I had to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, this November is my weakness month because of all the Black Friday deals. So like that's what, and the fact that I'm making a lot more money, I'm like, I want this.
Woo.
I'm gonna buy it.
I know that
And
like.
Lane.
so I got a 70-inch TV, and I'm
Isn't
just
it
like,
the best? Aren't they
Yeah.
the best?
I was just like, I'm doing it. Yeah.
Dude.
And I had
You
my
can
friend.
Treat yourself.
Treat
Yeah.
yourself.
And
Treat
my
yourself.
friend went with us to go see Eternals on Thursday, and I was like, just spend the night. It will get out late. Okay. The next day he has a truck. I'm like, do you mind going to Best Buy with me really quick and helping me put a 70-inch TV in the back, and then coming back and setting it up for me because I'll drop it. So yeah, it worked.
And then I get 3 phone FaceTime calls while they're putting it up. Hey, how do you do this? Hey, how does this work?
Because he was so convinced, Jake, that he had to have a drill, and I'm like, you do not
No.
need to
Are
have
you
a
mounting
drill.
it?
Crescent wrench.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even use that.
Did you mount it or you just put it on like?
No, we mounted it.
Oh, okay. You're cooler than I am. I just put it on a thing.
Yeah. So it was just And then Jake's coming on Wednesday to put the like.
I
color-
told you Wednesday at the earliest.
Yeah, so Wednesday.
Don't
my little color.
I don't want you to be
I
disappointed if I
have
can't come
those.
Wednesday.
I have those color things, and maybe when you guys are in town, I'll just bring Jake to my house so he can set them up.
POV
make the
handyman.
rounds.
POV handyman. Hashtag.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make.
Mine are already up.
I'm just trying to make a man cave. I have just like my little space.
As every man wants. As every
What?
man. I said as every man wants.
Everyone wants you.
You're lucky, Brian, because you're single, so you don't have to deal with a woman telling you no.
Sean,
yeah,
Sean has a whole room.
So I'm so lucky to be
got it.
single. I just
Okay, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Relax. Anyway, Molly, how was your weekend?
Our weekend was good. We had a chill Saturday night. Friday night, what did we do Friday night? Oh, we went and saw Last Night in Soho.
Was it good? I haven't seen it yet.
It was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
So jealous.
We decided to
thought
see
you
that
went
instead of Eternals, which
Oh,
I'll still see Eternals when it comes out on.
Violently, dangerously,
Disney
and
Plus.
violently.
And then I got boosted today. I got my COVID booster shot
your
and my flu
4G
shot.
is up to date.
Yeah, this arm is really gonna be really strong.
5G.
5G.
Yeah.
5G.
You have better reception when you do this. It's when you
I
have
see.
them both down that it's like, eh.
I get mine Friday, so we'll
Yeah.
see how I'm doing during happy hour.
Oh, what? That was horrible planning on your part.
Choices
we'll,
were
uh,
made.
It'd be nice to
Choices-
dehydrate it after that.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about happy hour later in the show.
Choices were made.
We do
Jake
have-
Berlin, how was your weekend?
Thank you so much for asking, Brian. I appreciate it. That's the first time in like a month that someone's asked me how my weekend's been.
That's lying.
I'm joking.
I'm sorry. We didn't spend X amount of time last weekend for your engagement.
Rude.
No, I didn't mean that in a bad way. You said we didn't ask. We spent.
My weekend was fine. So I know you guys know, but Gabby and I, we spent the week apart because we were house sitting. So it was our first weekend actually together since the engagement. So we got to do a little kind of planning, and we actually got to spend it was my best friend's son's second birthday, and we were that on Saturday. And then our best friend's one of our other best friends, their wife was having a canned food drive for her work, which was at a brewery. So we spent about 6 hours at a brewery on Saturday night, which is very nice.
Oh, that's so tough.
It was very, and we had great
Tough
pizza
life.
afterwards. So it was
Tough life.
very cool, very relaxing. First time we've done something like that in a while. And then Sunday, I unfortunately had to work. So
Date night for a cause. We love those.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I don't know. I don't experience those. But
I don't know what that's about.
All right, so let's just get to it. We're going to be getting to the teams match and Friday singles match a little bit later in the show, but we have a very, very big pay-per-view match to discuss. And she's been waiting in the wings. Let's just bring her in. She is the brand new #1 contender headed to Schmoedown Spectacular to
woohoo!
play for the Star Wars Championship up against Thomas Harper, and that is Nicki Dimalanta.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You haven't been on since officially since Ladies Night.
I
And so this is
know.
your
Oh my god! What the heck? We're terrible.
Been a while.
It's been a little
so
bit.
it's her first
Lord.
time officially as a competitor because she
Yeah.
hadn't played since at that point. So
That is
welcome.
true. Thank you.
She's been a little bit busy, guys.
A little bit.
Yeah, man. A little
Just
bit.
just a little bit.
You need to
I-
change your name to say #1 contender.
Oh no, I can't do that.
so I guess that's a good question to kind of start this off. Has it hit you that all of this is happening?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Like, I'm aware of it. Like, I'm aware that I have to do this. Like, I'm aware that Spectacular is happening, but it's still kind of like, it's far off enough that I'm kind of like, oh, it's still a ways away, but I know it's there, but I don't think it's fully hit me yet. Probably when it's like 2 weeks out, definitely 1 week out, like it'll definitely hit me, but not quite
When you're
yet.
on the plane.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Where are we
Yeah.
going again? Oh, right. Right.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah.
Plane studying is great.
Oh
Studying
yeah.
the plane.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
That's
that's
gonna be
actually
a thing.
solid. That's actually
Yeah.
a pretty solid place to study.
Yeah. I mean, what else am I gonna do?
Sleep.
Watch
Yeah.
crappy airline movies.
I'll be like, excuse me, do you have The Empire Strikes Back on?
Well,
Which I guess they don't.
I want to start it off by just saying congratulations on everything.
Mhm.
It's been a wild couple months since your debut. You are undefeated. You've played some incredible players to this point. You are headed to the biggest event the Schmoedown has. And that's very few people have ever done that. So just big kudos to you and everything that you've accomplished so far.
Thank you. Somehow. Thank you.
Molly, I want you to start this off here with a question or maybe a conversation starter here about her match, something she's done so far. Why don't you kick us off?
This match was insane. Alex and I just watched it like a couple hours ago, and he was very impressed. I was very impressed. We were like, our jaws were on the floor for most of the match because we were like, do we just retire? We just retire now. Yeah. We just quit now. Yeah. Quit while we're ahead, except we're not ahead at all. So huge congrats to that. The questions are hard.
Yeah, that's for
and
sure.
A lot of people love to blame me for that, which is fine. I'll take the blame. I'm curious, what do you think about all the like actor questions that they're kind of piling on the competitors? Because like they're digging at the bottom of the IMDb page for some names.
Yes, it's weird. Like, I don't know. Actually, maybe it's not weird. I feel like in past seasons, they've never really talked about like real world stuff. So, and it was never really talked about. And now that it's happening, I don't know if they're just like, oh, right, there are actors. Let's start asking about those too. Like, or if they're like using it as like bombs. Like, well, who knows who plays Stefan Vonik? Answer that, idiot. Like, who does know who plays Stefan Vonik? I mean, I still don't remember that answer, and I was there. But yeah, it's kind of weird that all of a sudden, I feel like in me and Alex, and then me and Gold Leader, the actor questions have just been brutal.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just, maybe it's just that they're like, oh, right, there's this huge pocket of content that we have not really scratched the surface with. So let's start scratching.
Yeah, it feels like this is their way of being like, okay, we got to make these people miss questions somewhere. And this is going to be the category that we're going to stump them on.
It's going to be one of them. Yeah. Because there's still so much out there. Like, I know a lot of people are like, they're running out of questions. That's why they're doing this. It's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. But okay, keep thinking that if you need to. But I don't know. It's weird how they've been so concentrated the past couple matches. So I don't know what's going on in the question writers' heads, but man, they're going ham. The season.
I don't know if any of you guys saw, but there was another conversation started on social media today because Rogue Squadron got delayed.
You took what I was about to say.
The first thing people started talking about was this is just more of a reason for TV to be added to the Schmoedown. And I'm like, why? Just because a movie got delayed? Like,
I just saw it, and this is how you know we spend too much time in this realm. I immediately went, oh, the question writers are gonna be so pissed.
Poor question writers.
Like, I was like, really? And then I sit there, I'm like, that's what I'm thinking of first. Like, not like, dang, this movie's getting delayed.
Man, I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was like, dang, Alex and all them are gonna be so mad they don't get new movie questions.
PJ's gonna be so pissed.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting in the off season what happens. Anyway, that's not something to talk about here. Brian, why don't you go ahead next? What do you got for Nicki?
So this isn't like a Schmoedown question, but it's two-parter. My thing I would love to know is, what does Andrew do when you're playing? Because I just imagine him like pacing, like nervous.
Does he have to like go out and walk the dog, or like can he not be in the house? Like, what's the deal?
Well, I mean, I'm locked up in here the whole time. I'm assuming over back in our living room, and I don't know, because I know that every time he competed this season, I was the one pacing, and I was the one like, I'm about to throw up. so I don't know what he's doing out there. I think he's nervous. He might be pacing. He's probably just like distracted. No, never mind. I know the answer. He's on TikTok. That's what he's
Yeah.
doing. Never mind. That's the answer.
Good distraction, though. It's a good
Yeah.
distraction.
That's the answer.
His reaction the second match is over and you open the door, does he immediately like beeline it to you, or is it like how's that?
Well, this past one, there was a little bit of a hiccup mid-match that made it go a little bit longer than it would have normally. And so when they did my post-match interview and they were doing gold leaders, and I was like, okay, well, they don't need me right now. So like I opened the door, I'm like, I can't leave him hanging because I know it's really nerve-wracking to be the one waiting. So I opened the door and I'm like, Andrew. And he's like, oh no. And he like comes over the door and I'm just like, we have to go to LA. And he was like, what? And he like gave me this huge hug. It was adorable. And it was crazy. It was insane. But he was really excited. Very excited.
I love that.
Yeah. I just imagine like all like you spouses just like pacing, like, oh my god, how are they doing? Listening, like
that's me. I'm like outside the door, just like listening to him answer questions, and by the answers, I will know like how he's doing in the match, and if he misses one, I'm like.
So you're basically doing what they think Andrew does.
I have to I don't want to hear when Sean was competing. I didn't want to hear any of it. I was like, I'm gonna go like take a shower or something, like just so I'm not even remotely hearing what you're doing. I just need to no.
Oh yeah.
So
Nope.
Molly, I still think you need to put a porthole like right in between you guys too. So that way next time you play each other, you're just like
all right, Jill, I'm gonna go to you next, but we do have two questions that have rolled through. So first one is a super chat from one Will Watson here. Just want to roll through and say hi to the View crew and especially Dimmy. Big Beyond the Schmoedown fan, and your evolution this season is inspiring, and your goofy positivity is awesome and infectious.
Why, thank you, Will. I appreciate you.
We've talked multiple times about how you kind of brought this really fun aspect back to Star Wars that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, well, because I don't want to be too wound up because because then it's not gonna be fun. So because it is scary. So I'm like, you know what? If I get myself all wound up, it's just gonna make me forget everything. So I might as well just try to be cool. At least on the outside, try to be loose and have fun with it. And if it doesn't go my way, oh well. If it does, cool. So that's just kind of how I've approached each match.
Well, it's been working. It's clearly.
I think I'd be more nervous playing someone like you who's more seemingly loosey chill than like Thomas, where it's like answer.
Lasers,
Whereas it's like, because I'm like, is she joking? Because does she know it, or is she really like,
Yeah. When they asked me that catapult question, I'm like, what?
That was such a weird question.
That was
so weird.
I was like, this is not Star Wars trivia. This is like
machinery, like machinery.
Like what throws large rocks?
Yeah. So in that moment, it was kind of like, what?
And then the next one here comes from Theral via Streamlab. Thank you so much, Theral. And he says, is Nicki ready for the Beyond the Schmoedown verse POV in Schmoedown channel nominations this year?
Oh, we're not winning anything. I'm not worried.
Don't even say that.
For those who don't know, I think the two of us actually might be split up.
For this awards. I think next year
I think you guys are going to be put into the competitor category, and we'll still be considered just the after show version
until next season.
So we
Which
can
means backstage will take it or something.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. The Beyond the Schmoedown followers are like,
you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, you are.
It really is.
No, it's whatever. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not expecting anything.
Fair
It'd
enough.
be cool, but it's whatever.
Jill, kick us off. What do you got?
Yeah, so speaking of Beyond the Schmoedown, it took you quite some time, and Andrew was so excited when you finally were able to announce yourself as Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
Still on.
Now we have a little bit more added to that title. How long is it going to be until you are comfortable announcing yourself as #1 contender for the Star Wars belts, Nicki Dimalanta?
I don't know if I will. It still feels so awkward to be like, hey, look at me. I'm a Star Wars competitor. It still feels so weird. So yeah, it's awkward to talk about yourself. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's like, it's weird.
In that
yeah.
circumstance, probably I'd be like,
She's gonna.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, like, say she wins the belt, she's gonna have the belt and be like, "I'm Star
Oh.
Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta,"
I don't even want to.
and the belt is sitting there.
It's right there.
You have to just have Andrew start to refer you as, excuse me, my title is #1 contender,
Excuse me.
wife.
I don't know, man. It'll probably just stick as a Star Wars competitor because, first of all, it's quicker, and second of all, it's still a little awkward just to say that. We'll see, though. You never know. I also never thought I'd play, so here we are.
Right? And God, that's another super crazy thing to me is you didn't think you would ever play, and now here you are, booking your flights to LA to play for the Star Wars belt, like
With an undefeated
wild.
record.
with an
Wow.
undefeated record.
That's wild.
Craziness.
I don't even know. I don't even understand how it happened.
Well,
But yeah,
That's a good thing to mention is that it's two undefeated rookies playing for the Star Wars belt.
yeah.
That's huge.
That's so
scary.
cute. That's so cool.
That's
Two
crazy.
rookies. So it's hard to consider Thomas a rookie, but I mean he is by definition in the Schmoedown. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's wild. It's scary.
Well, and and just thinking about it now, it's very cool because we talked about Star Wars for so long about how even it is with all these competitors, and
Mhm.
anybody can win at any good time. And the perfect example is going into this match. You're both undefeated, but Thomas was the #3 overall pick, and you were a Twitter round pick.
Huh,
were-
yeah,
That's
You
insane
were
to me.
taken at the very end of the draft, and now the two of you are playing for the belt. It just shows what the division is capable of at any
Yeah.
given day. If you have the momentum, the questions go your way. If you're just prepared, I mean, it's crazy to think that we're literally getting one of the last picks and one of the very first picks playing for the belt.
yeah, it's crazy. Two rookies at the two ends of the spectrum draft wise. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe it. And yeah, I'm scared because Sam knew.
He's always watching.
Uh-huh.
Sam's a smart man. Yeah.
He is a smart man.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing with the Schmoedown.
He's been around for a bit. I think he kind of understands
I
what's
think he
happening.
gets it a little bit. I don't know.
A little bit. I do have a fun thing that I don't know if anyone else felt this, but I did, that I found kind of sort of poetic in a way, was that your 5-pointer was a Clone Wars question. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you got Clone Wars, and I was like, this is such a parallel right now,
Yeah.
because and what's funny is it brought me back because I think I was actually in the studio the day that Andrew played that match. I think I was
Maybe.
there.
I don't remember.
And because I remember the 12th moon of Yout, and we were going like,
Yeah.
what? Like, this was before they did those really deep.
Right.
Now that we see this, like 12th moon of Yout would be like a round 2 question now.
Now at this
Like,
point, yeah.
craziness. And so when you got the Clone Wars as a 5-pointer, I went, what a poetic way to like kind of bring this all together in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I kind of picked up on that, and I was like, whoa.
I thought
That's
so too.
That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one,
No, I thought the same thing. I'm like, wow, funny how.
right?
Yeah, we
Have
were
you heard-
watching, and Alex, like, literally, like, they announced that it was going to be a Clone Wars question, and Alex goes, 12th moon of Yout.
Yep.
Could you imagine? Because the questions did reset. Could you imagine?
If
it was
if you
the same
got that
question.
question,
That would be. I feel like there's certain questions that I feel like they're so notorious that they can't really repeat. them,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
everybody's gonna
Yeah.
remember it. But yeah, when it was Clone Wars, I'm like, all right, well, we'll see.
Did
Yeah,
And
you,
then it was like the longest question ever.
Yeah.
It was very long.
It was.
did you know it right away and then just use the repeat to settle down, or were you just like,
Yeah.
oh my god?
Yeah. Well, because okay, so yeah, the question was about a mile long, and so okay, so it was Mace Windu Yoda. They're trying to get in touch with Obi-Wan, and then as soon as Mark started saying that they're trying to reach them, I'm like, okay, I wonder if I know where this is going. And then as soon as he said 2 things, I went, oh my god, I know this answer.
Mhm.
Oh.
Because I'm like, either they're gonna ask me to name both, or they're gonna give me one and ask me to name the other. And in any case, I know this answer.
Mhm.
So I would just kind of was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, and so my brain was just like, oh my God, if I say this right now, I win this match, I win the tournament, I have to go to Spectacular, I have to play Thomas for the belt. And I'm like freaking out.
Everything just collided.
And everything was just, my brain was just like, it was freaking out. And then I was like, wait a minute, you didn't say the answer yet. The match is still going on.
Oh,
So
God.
I went, you know what? Give me a JTE so I can actually think about the question again. Because the specific answer they were looking for, I think it could be confused with something else out there. So I'm like, let me not jump the gun. Let me make sure I check myself before I wreck myself. And so I just used the JTE to make sure that I wasn't jumping the gun. But yeah, no, as soon as he got to what two things, I'm like, oh no. I know this, it's over. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, with a question that's that long, that's always a smart move. Especially if it's your last question, to use
Yeah.
any JTEs
Might
you
as
have
well.
left.
Exactly. Especially when my mind half the time wasn't even thinking about the question anymore.
Just like, oh my
So
God.
yeah.
Something we have to talk about, and something that the four of us, when we watched at different times, all reacted to differently inside of watching this match, was your speed round.
Holy
Oh, you are so
God.
lucky that I have another question, because that's the one I've been sitting
Don't
on.
blame me. Blame Narnia. Blame Narnia.
That's
Your speed round. So we've seen great speed rounds in the past. We've seen it, but I don't think I've ever seen multiple questions where someone has never let Mark actually finish the question.
It was so like, Mark, shut it. Next question. Like, go.
I think he was kind of taken aback. He was like, oh, okay. Like, he didn't know what to do.
I kept expecting him to be like, let me finish.
Right?
The first question, I was like 3, and then I kind of looked up like, well, I wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that speed round was wild because he did really well too. But yeah, after that speed round, I was like, oh, I felt pretty good about that. I think I got them all.
Was that the most nervous thing for you going into the 5-round match? Was the speed round?
Probably because, well, I feel like it's a round 3 and round 4 because there's the potential to lose points.
Yeah.
So that could be a definite like huge swing. So yeah, round 3 and round 4 is definitely like, ooh, you better be careful here because even if you go in with a lead, if you get too cocky, if you get too loose, you might give the points up and blow your lead. So yeah, 3 and 4 was like, better be careful.
So my question I have is, honestly, the thing that looked like you struggled the most with was deciding whether or not to keep Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How close did you come to not taking it? Because it was like literally just like, just give it to me.
I felt so bad. I am the worst. Like I can be so indecisive sometimes, but also because I've spun it in like almost every match.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do I take it again? Do I not? And then Sam's like, hey man, if it ain't broke, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
You could tell watching that Sam was being super supportive, but if you would have chose to spun, he probably would have been like, what are you doing? No.
Maybe. I don't know. Because when you're in the moment, before the match, it's like, no, I probably would spin away. But in the moment, you kind of feel different. And I don't know. In that moment, I was just kind of like, sure. And I also felt like I'd already been thinking about it for like 10 minutes. So I'm like, yes, just take it. But in Star Wars, sometimes it's like, I don't care. Just spin it again. And where it lands, it lands. I almost would rather spin it a second time and have the decision made for me.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Spinners and Opponents wasn't on it, actually, because that's a different beast. I hate making that decision.
Oh, God. Nope.
You're not wrong.
For Star Wars, at least.
Yeah, you have to know everything on the wheel, so the wheel spins in Star Wars are just like, I don't know.
Yeah, with the way the wheel is currently, it's like, I don't care. Spin it again. That'll be my spinner choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question. I'm just gonna ask all the questions.
Hey man,
unless someone else has one, go ahead.
I have a dumb one, but I'll save it for later.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right.
What was your initial reaction when you heard Ross's final question?
Oh, the 5-pointer.
Oh, that was a rough one. Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that one. I'm not ashamed to admit that. No way. My initial thought was, well, because it was also like, oh man, I'm glad I didn't pick that one. But I felt bad because I feel like a lot of people have run into that, and I feel like everybody at some point is going to run into that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can stay in the Schmoedown for any length of time and not have that happen to them.
No.
Yeah.
So at least he kind of got hazed right out the gate, I guess, and got it out of the way. But yeah, that was a zinger of a question. And if it had been posed to me, I 100% would have given the same answer, just in the hopes that it would stick. So yeah, that was a rough one. For him.
I think to this day it's still the craziest 5-pointer I've seen.
Yeah, that's up there,
That's
definitely.
pretty nuts. Yeah.
No, thank you. This is why I don't do this. This is why I think you people are no, y'all are crazy. No, thank you. And you're like, oh yeah, like when you were saying like I feel like we should have like a time clock for how much we study, and I'm like, nope, I'm out. Like,
Yeah, no.
nope.
That would be embarrassing if we had one of those.
I think this match had the most questions that both me and Alex were like, what? Like, do we know Star Wars? Have we seen Star Wars? I guess not.
Question your lives, just like what is this? What is happening?
Yeah, these questions have been something. They've been really going hard.
Does that get you nervous for what Spectacular can be like?
For sure. Because I mean, when those 2 questions that Gold Leader got in round 2, those 2 actor questions, it was like, what? Excuse me? You're asking that? You're asking about Balava Partity? And who plays her?
Who?
Like, okay. But
cool.
yeah, it's because it's just like, well, if they ask that, what's to say they won't ask this, you know?
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes your mind race, and you're like, and then it just kind of gets overwhelming. Like, well, you know what? I gotta draw the line somewhere. Otherwise, I'm gonna drive myself nuts. So yeah, the pressure is definitely there for Spectacular because it's also Spectacular, and you expect the questions to be just as up there, if not worse. So all I can do is put on a brave face.
With Spectacular, are you excited to compete in front of a live audience? Because you've yet to do that. You haven't competed in a studio capacity as of yet. So is that exciting to you that you're going to be competing like live with people, with the cameras, with the light, or are you just like,
or does that give you pure anxiety?
Or yeah. Or are you just like, like there's 3 things. It's like, like,
it's kind of all of that. It's kind of all of that because, you know, like I've been on stage countless times before. It's just never been for Star Wars questions. So, but I also haven't been on stage in a very long time. But anytime I've been on stage before, the audience just kind of melts away after a certain point.
Yeah.
So, you know, the lights, and like I was telling some of the guys on Spin from the Reel, like, I'm not going to be wearing these because I just want everybody to look like a big old blur.
There you go. There you go.
So I wear these so I can see you guys clearly and see what I spin on the wheel or whatever. But I probably won't be wearing them that day.
Walk up to the wheel, just like, peg. Okay.
Well, what did I spin, guys? Yeah.
Force Awakens, we're going again.
That would be nuts. If you
Could you
Force Awakens
imagine?
again.
That would be so funny if that does.
I mean, it's happened this many times in a row. I would bet it's spinning again.
Yeah.
I would
But it was a
bet spinning.
digital wheel. So whoever's greasing up this wheel needs to chill because this wheel spins forever.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
So
does. Please spin lightly, or else we'll be there for like 19 hours. So
If I spin The Force Awakens, I'm just gonna like collapse on the stage.
I could totally see you doing that, just like straight up, just laying down.
I'm just
on
gonna
the
like
stage
sit down and
just,
be like, I guess it's just my fate.
Meant to be.
But yeah,
Accepted
I mean, of course, there's nerves of being on stage, but you know, it's not like I've never been on a stage before. It's just been a while, so I'm just everything
There
will
you go.
hopefully just melt away with the lights. You know.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
I
It'd be a free vacation either way.
I mean,
Yeah, that too. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. So I'll take it.
I have another question. What is
Yeah.
the burnout like for you, you and Andrew, I guess, because I know what it's like to just study hard every day. You're asking each other questions. Like with us too, it's just like back and forth all the time. What do you do when you just get so burnt out on studying?
You know, it's hard. It's hard because there are times that I'm like, I want to watch something else. And then I'm just about to put something else on, and I'm like, nope, I should be watching Star Wars.
oh no.
So it's really hard because like if I do like let myself watch something else, I feel guilty about it, and I'm like, no, this time could be used. It's, you know, it's not too hard to manage burnout, at least for me right now. Andrew, different. Those matches were very high stakes. All of them were title matches.
God.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So those had a different feel to them for sure. And also, I go into every match like, probably gonna lose this. So you know, we have a different approach going into our matches. But yeah, I mean, having the kid helps distract me, because if I didn't have the kid, oh man, it would be bad. I would
She's
be
so
burnt out.
cute. That little TikTok of her asking to play Star Wars is
So
like melted my heart. I
Oh
was
my
just like,
God.
I was like, please don't make me want to have babies right now. Like, please don't do this to me, because this is freaking precious. Like, it's
My God.
And when Andrew brought the belt home and she like had like my
she
heart
loved it.
melted. Melted.
Oh yeah,
She's adorable.
he melted when she was like, play Star Wars. And
So
he was like, excuse me, what did you say? What? And then
The
she
moment
wanted to be
we've
a
been waiting
Jedi.
for.
She wants to be a Jedi. Does she have a favorite character?
Well, she doesn't have a favorite character, but like if we say, hey baby, who's that? She'll be like, Way for Ray.
Oh,
And like, so she knows Ray, she knows Leia, she knows BB-8, R2. She's working on Dio. Yeah, I think those are the ones she knows. And then when she does hear like the ba ba, she'll sing along to that sometimes.
Oh my God.
So Andrew just loses it. He's like, oh my God. I'm like tearing up.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh. You'll have to show me video of her singing the Star Wars theme song, because that
Please.
is precious.
I have endless videos if you want to see baby
Show
content.
me.
You want to see baby content? I got you. Baby.
Show me all the baby content, please and thank you. I will live vicariously with all of the baby content. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bill, you said you had a fun one. Do you
I
want
do.
to
It's
end
really
this with a
stupid.
fun one? Yeah, go for
It's
it.
really dumb, but I know
Okay.
Nikki will appreciate it.
I will.
Cheese, chicken, or steak? Which one are we getting?
We have not stopped
Oh.
hearing
Chicken.
about quesadillas.
Chicken.
Cheese, chicken, or
Chicken.
steak? Which one are we chowing down on?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
It's the fajita sauce. Or the what's it called? It's not fajita sauce, it's something else.
I don't know. Sauce.
Baja sauce, I think it's what
Baja
it's called.
sauce? I don't know.
Fajita sauce.
I'm just give me
Yeah.
the quesadilla.
Mhm.
That's all.
I mean,
need.
I'd take any of them, really.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure Jill didn't even say like, "Yay, Nikki won." It was yes, quesadilla.
I went quesadillas.
We're gonna be
Which
reading.
Not
also
yet.
it means yay, Nikki won, because I know she's coming here, so we get to, because that's the first time I met Nikki was it was after the award show, and we all
Yeah.
went to Saddle Ranch afterward, and I was there was no food there, guys. Everyone knows the stories. We were all hurting for a certain, and Nikki orders a case. She's sitting next to me. She orders a quesadilla, and it comes out like, because when you order like an appetizer quesadilla, you think it's gonna be like, It's
You
like
think-
the size of, it's like a yard. It's like
Yeah.
this big, like it's
Yeah.
huge. And she's like, "Do you want to help me eat this quesadilla?" And I'm like, "Yes, please."
Like, there's no way I'm finishing this.
So we over this. My drunk ass is like bonding with Nikki over this delicious
yeah.
quesadilla. Like,
It was a
It's
moment.
beautiful. It was a
And
moment,
I
and we
can't
need
wait to go back to it. I can't
we need
wait.
to recreate our quesadilla moment. We're like, it's like Lady and the Tramp at this point. It's like, but us
Yes.
with the quesadilla.
Can we
I
like
was
do that
literally
thing
gonna
where we
say,
take a
watch-
bite like this?
Yes!
Mm.
Do it. So down. I'm so ready. Let's go. December
Well,
4th. Let's go. Come on.
Sticking with the food related questions, we have yet
Yes.
to ask Nikki our POV question here on the channel.
Oh.
Because she's only been on the channel once for Ladies Night, and so
Yeah.
what we usually do here, since movies is the thing that's kind of brought us all together, we would like to know what your favorite movie snack is and candy, if they are different.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, good old fashioned popcorn. That
Okay.
just feels right, you know.
Do you put anything
Especially-
on it, like butter or anything
Just
special?
butter.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. I mean, what else do you put on it?
I know
like
people who put like
seasoning.
M&Ms and
That's-
seasoning.
Yeah, your girlfriend. Fiance. Excuse me. Let me correct
Fiance.
myself.
It's changed now.
Congratulations on the engagement, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, I think I would say just regular butter on your popcorn. And if we're talking candy, I do enjoy me a good old Skittle or Sour Patch Kid.
Skittles for the win.
You know, if we're not talking chocolate, those would probably be my guess. My picks for me: Skittles or Sour Patch Kids. And then if it's like chocolate, peanut M&Ms. Those are great.
Ooh,
I like
Great,
peanut-
great
I like peanut
poppable for a
M&Ms
movie. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
We
peanut
love
M&Ms
peanut
as well.
M&M.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Also, your Ahsoka face.
So good.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Fire.
you. Oh my God.
Love it.
Fire.
First of all, that was so much fun, and I didn't want to take it off the rest of the day. So much
Don't
fun.
blame you.
But the other thing is, I know that you guys are going to be talking about Nerd Chronic later,
Mhm.
and I support him. Take your time. Oh my goodness. But I was like, oh no, there's no promo for this match. I painted my face again.
Oh no!
I had leftover white from the Ahsoka, and I most definitely sat right here like a moron and painted my face look like Queen Amidala.
Do you have photos?
Oh, Andrew's got the footage.
Release the Nicki
Oh,
cut.
Release
Yeah.
the Nicki
We
cut.
need it.
Release it. Release the Nicki
Oh my
cut.
God, I did. I had the red lip, the dots, I mean, I didn't. There's no way. I don't have the extensions to make my hair like her, but I definitely painted my face.
Need
I
to
was
see
like,
it.
oh no.
I
We'll
need
probably
to see this.
we'll tweet something out, probably either
Please.
a clip of it or a picture of it at the very least.
Please
But
and
yeah.
thank
I
you.
mean, for no reason at all but who, if you were photoshopped into a character.
Well, there's a
who-
reason he's asking, obviously.
I'm being
No, not at all. He's
Jesus.
just
Okay.
he's just a fan of the show. He's
Yeah.
I think after that promo with Alex, I enjoyed the Ahsoka thing so much. I'd probably say Ahsoka. You guys know that app, the Reface app? Where you
Yeah.
can like
Mhm.
put your face. So I mean, if I was anywhere close enough, I'd show you. But I refaced myself onto Ahsoka from Mandalorian in one of the scenes, and it's like really fun.
Ooh.
So I saved it to my phone. So ever since I saw that, I'm like, Ahsoka would be really cool. So yeah, that's
Brian's
probably
on it.
Brian's
There
like,
you
"Sweet."
go. Easy
I
enough.
don't think he's done an Ahsoka, so that's.
I don't
pretty
think so
good.
either.
Yeah.
That's because the ladies have usually been bad guys. So-
Yeah, they're all-
They're
pretty
usually
much.
bad days.
Pretty much.
Usually bad days.
Well, Nicki, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on, hanging out with us for a little bit.
Yeah,
Congratulations on everything.
thank you.
And the first time that we're saying it this year, we'll see you in December.
Oh my god! I just got
Yay.
chills. Oh my god!
Yay.
Get your stomach ready for
We
quesadillas.
will
'cause
see you in less than a month.
Oh my god, that's really scary, but I'm excited to meet you guys.
Yes,
Again, for
so-
some of you, for the first time for the others.
Yay.
Well, have a good night. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye.
Tiffany.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see that Queen Amidala stuff
Yeah.
now. I need it like
Yeah.
today.
It's gonna be so good.
Like right now.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, I'm so excited for her.
She's such a treat.
Yes.
She is such a treat. She brings that same energy she does in the match. I mean, we saw it at Ladies' Night. She brought that same energy, and it just continued. And I'm excited to see what she does in going forward. And we talked about it a little bit. She has a really good chance against Harper. Really good chance.
Yeah. After this match with Gold Leader, I was like, she has a solid chance of beating Thomas.
We'll talk about it in our preview episode, which will be the week before. But that match just got a lot harder to predict. To tell you that.
I immediately was like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's gonna be fun to talk about that one. Okay, real
Oh,
quick
you're
before we
probably
move on. And while everyone is here, I want to make sure we make our big announcement for Happy Hour.
Oh, baby.
We do have an episode coming, November's episode, and I'm gonna allow Jill and Molly to take the floor and debut what is happening here much sooner than you think it might.
Well, Jill, you take this one because this was all you.
Okay, I did
Set
kind
this
of steer the wheel. I kind of didn't even really ask. I didn't tell them. I just asked this person and they said yes, and then I told them. But so mark your calendars because it is this Friday, directly after the pay-per-view. Our happy hour is this Friday, and this guest, again, I've been wanting them on happy hour, and every time I go to lunch with him and I talk about happy hour, he always goes, "Gee, thanks for the invite." Now he can no longer say that anymore because, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time since we've seen this face. But you all know him. You all love him. He's a dear friend of mine and of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin the Smasher Smets will be joining us for our episode of Happy Hour
Let's
this
go.
Friday.
Yay.
Right after that pay-per-view. I got chills saying that because it's been so long. I almost started to cry saying that because it's been so long having Kevin in anything. So
I know.
I know. So it's going to be really fun. I'm excited to talk to him because we really haven't, he's had a really, you all know Kevin, he's had a really crazy year. He smashed cancer like the true king and champion that he is. So it's going to be interesting to talk to him about Schmoedown because we really haven't seen him talk about Schmoedown in about a year. So it's going to be fun to hang out, drink, party, and be our guest before Spectacular and before really the end of the season, which is crazy. So couldn't think of a better person to do happy hour with. And of course, member of the dungeon, so gotta add that in there too.
Of course.
Can I just say, Jake, when you were clapping, you like froze, but it was like that perfect like end of the show where it's like, yeah.
Perfect. I'll give it, and I'll just be frozen the whole time.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was just like,
yeah. So
yes. I'm super excited because Kevin was actually one of Brian and I's very first guests we ever had on the show.
Ever.
I think he came right after Sean. I want to say. I think he might have been him and Brad. I think were our second ever guests.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Smash-a-thon that we did last year, and everything he's gone through. And I know how close he is to Jill. And being in the dungeon with Molly, and it's just like it's a really cool full circle moment. And I also love the fact that it's the episode before we all get to see each other in LA. Like it's not just like one that happened in January or July or something. We're going to be seeing each other all in the next month, and he's going to be the one to kind of like push us forward to the next happy hour that might happen there.
Yep.
So super excited.
We're so lucky to have him as a guest on Happy Hour too, because everybody's going to be fighting to talk to him. It's spectacular.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah. So we get that scoop, and not only the scoop, we get the probably slightly tipsy. So
yeah, no, it's going to be a blast. Like Jill said, directly after the pay-per-view, the team's final happens on Friday night, and the second that it is over, the girls will be live with Kev, and they'll be hanging out for a couple hours. We'll announce the signature drink. Yeah,
it's a dungeon stream.
We'll announce the signature drink here in the next couple days. Probably closer to Wednesday, Thursday, just right beforehand. But expect a lot of fun because we haven't seen this guy's face on a stream in a very, very long time. So very exciting.
So exciting.
I literally got you could probably hear me having a hard time even announcing that. Like it was, and I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's gonna be a special day. It's gonna be a special day. All right, let's shift gears. Let's talk about this teams match that happened on Thursday.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
This was a anticipated match for a lot of different reasons, right? We have the quote unquote super team that a lot of people like to dub teams that may not be a thing anymore after this match, but the super team of Dan Murrell and Ben Bateman taking on Press Room, which is Perry Nemiroff and Josh Horowitz for the Quirky Mercs. We've known what both teams are capable of doing because we've seen them throughout the year. Danger Zone is the reigning tournament winner, so they were obviously going in as the favorite. But they hit a little speed bump in the third round, and Press Room keeps the gas on the entire match, and they walk away with a huge win. And they're going on to play King Arthur in the final of the tournament, which means we're getting a Griffey Nooms Horowitz rematch, which is very, very big and a chance to go to Spectacular. It's also a big reason because we could see an all Quirky Merc final at Spectacular if Press Room does win, which is a very big deal. It just became that much more possible for Boyd to sweep the teams at Spectacular, which would be incredible. Anyway, Danger Zone's done for the year. This might be the last time we ever see them together. Ben Bateman is officially done for the year as well. Dan is still going in the tournament. Jill, I want to go to you first. Thoughts on this one? Just kind of break it down. Your initial reaction to everything that happened. Hold on. Of course,
he's been waiting. Just waiting.
He was waiting in the wings.
He so was. Anyway, Jill, go ahead.
This match, like it was one of those matches where, like, again, where you didn't really know what was gonna happen because it was like it was so evenly matched for a lot of it. Like I feel like Danger Zone had the upper hand in round 1, and then round 2 went to Press Room, and then My heart absolutely broke for Dan. Like
The dead president's question.
my heart broke for Dan, and I was just like, because I know. I mean, I don't like. I'm not like he's not like my best friend, but like I know Dan, and I'm sure that he just was like, I'm sorry, like this, like putting it kind of on his shoulders, and he shouldn't have to do that, because he shouldn't have to do that. It happens, and it happens. He's been in this game for a really long time, and that's just it's gonna happen with those round 3 questions where you might not get it right, and it's my heart just broke, and I'm curious if Ben knew it, and maybe if they had switched who got the first and the second question, if it would be a different outcome. But I know a lot of people are going to talk about the fact is, oh, so does that make like, oh, so like they're not an actual super team? They're still a super team. They're both former singles champions. Like they're obviously a super team, but I feel like, and we talked about it briefly on our previous show, was that with the way that teams are competing right now, I don't think super teams are a thing. Like when it comes to like they're gonna dominate. I don't think that's
a super team.
Everyone's a super team at this point, because if it was, and we talked about it too, if it was like maybe 3 or 4 seasons ago and you had a team like a Dan and Ben, they would wreck shop and they would be holding those belts forever. But the teams now are just so ridiculously good, and the questions have stepped up so much. Like in the past 2 seasons, every team could win a belt at this point, depending on which questions they are dealt. So my heart just broke for Dan and for Ben, but I'm very excited to see Perry and Josh in the finals of a teams tournament, because I don't know about you guys, I didn't see that one coming, but I am pleasantly surprised by it. I am not mad about it in the slightest. And the Horowitz-Newman rematch, Horowitz is looking to burn that Pixar jacket.
Well, and this is an interesting fact too, to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, Jill. Apparently, every time there's been a rematch from singles tourney, the loser from the singles has won the rematch. So that means Horowitz will win the rematch, technically.
I love a good
That's
stat.
a fun stat.
If going off of that stat, that means Horowitz has the edge in this rematch. And here's another cool stat: 3 of the 4 competitors are rookies.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, Perry took some time off,
and
so.
and she just came back for the first time last year and only had the 2 matches she had. So, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the year because there were so many of them, but it really is the year of the rookie. Like it really is the year of the rookie.
Yeah,
and I mean, luckily this isn't the last. I mean, because Dan's still in the singles tournament, so not the last we're seeing. But yeah, it was, my heart just shattered, and I know a lot of people's hearts shattered when Dan just couldn't get that 3, and I was like, oh no, Dan. But congrats to Perry and Josh. They answered questions. They're a great team. They know how to communicate. They got that 5 with no JTEs, which to me is always like crazy. So I'm very excited for this final. Very excited to see what happens.
I texted because I knew we weren't doing a reaction that day, and I was watching it live. And so when the 5-point question was asked for press room, and it was Hidalgo, and I adore that movie because I grew up on it with my dad. I texted PJ immediately. I go, "You SOB! I love you so much for asking that question." I was so hyped up over that question. I love that, and like you said, that it came so easy to them. Just a few things about the match is like, first round was super even. Danger Zone was only up by 1 after the first round, right? Both teams are missing questions, right? Kind of struggling a little bit. Second round, they essentially both get spinner's choice. Press room physically does, but Danger Zone gets Tyler Perry, which is a Ben strength. We know that. Press room ends up taking new releases, which a total Perry and Josh thing. Josh is being a reporter and stuff. And so Danger Zone has a 2-point lead going into round 3, and then the missed 3-pointers, like, it was such like an even match the entire way through. It wasn't like a comeback. It just one missed question chose the match. It was one of the best teams matches that we've seen this year, personally, from like knowledge standpoint, competitiveness. I really enjoyed it. So, Brian, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just said most of it. Excuse me, Perry and Josh are so good together. They're just like, I mean, they both are like the same type of industry, so they both have the same type of personality. They know their strengths, they know the other's weakness. They know Perry likes to take the 2, Josh likes to take the 3. They just play so well as a team. Yeah, I mean, you can't say anything negative about either team because they both played great. It was just a miss that unfortunately cost a team. So yeah, it was a fantastic match, and the way teams is now, every team's a super team. There is no like, oh, they're a super team because they both are champions. It's, oh, they're both really good, so they're a super strong team. Yeah, but I mean, I was biased and wanted the dungeon to win just for the points, but I mean, like, I ain't mad at seeing Horowitz and Newman going at it in like kind of a semi rematch, where Horowitz seems to be very lethal on a camera versus on stage. Like, dude doesn't miss, like, when he's doing digital matches. So I'm excited. Honestly, that final is an absolute coin toss. There's no predicting that, and those are the best type of matches. So I'm excited. I'm very curious to see how this one shapes out.
Molly, you're obviously part of this a little bit just because Danger Zone is part of the dungeon. How was your reaction to this one?
I feel like it's always unfortunate when a team or any player really gets dubbed like a super team, or like they're former champions, so everyone expects more of them. And so anyone with a lot of wins under their belts, like Ben and Dan, have, I feel like, a lot of pressure to live up to people's expectations, and that's tough. That's tough to live with. Everyone has wins and losses, and I don't know. So I felt really bad for them, but they're busy. They got a lot of stuff going on in their lives right now, and otherwise, like, they played great. Like, it's just that they have that super team like mentality behind their names in this game. So people are kind of like picking apart how they played a little bit more so than they might with any other players. But and then yeah, Perry and Josh are so much fun to watch. They like they're such a good team, and they really balance each other out well as far as like their knowledge, I think. And yeah, great communication, the way that they were kind of like talking out, making the decisions in round 2. They're really good at talking it out and just like figuring out what one person knows and what the other person knows. But I'm excited. I didn't think that this was an upset, really. I know a lot of people did.
I think so either. Yeah.
I think they're both really good competitors, and so yeah, I'm really excited to see them play more.
There's a reason why, but they were both there.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. I mean, we saw what happened to Ben in the singles tournament, right? Paige ended up beating him, and that's just how it goes. I mean, there's so many good competitors that if it's their day, it's their day. And it just happened to be Press Room's day. Real quick before we move on, Dots and Hots here has a super chat for us. Hey guys, fun one. Thank you so much, Dots and Hots. Can each of you name your top 5 players to watch? Quick answers. I have Kalinowski, Barbarian, Dimmy, Griffin, and the Kid.
I will go Griffinooms, Horowitz, Janine, Nicki, and Bibbs.
Yeah. I'll go Video Drew, Griffey Newman, the Kid, Nicki, and we'll go Kalinowski.
I forgot Parker.
And Parker. Oh, Parker.
No, Jill, you have to pick Parker or Count. No, I'm kidding.
The
Nope.
Kid, Adam Witt,
Oh, Adam Witt.
Nikki, the
Fan
way she's
favorite.
playing right now, Nikki. Hello, Paige for Betty. Hello.
Yeah.
Mm,
Page
Mhm.
And the sleeper, the Real Rejects.
Okay.
Those are two people.
Well, they're one in my heart.
Oh, this is tough for me.
It's hard.
I gotta say Alex, right?
No.
I mean, you don't have to.
No.
You don't have
You
Well,
don't.
I'm going to. I'm going to.
You don't.
I think I would say Alex Kalinowski. Definitely.
Unless he's talking about stats. Then-
Yeah, unless
Then
he
no.
talks for too long and then no.
And then no.
Stop one.
Smets.
Mm.
So much fun to watch. Janine is a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura. I love
Laura's
watching Laura
Oh,
play.
I forgot Ace.
See, you guys picked all one. I picked ones that are left in the tournaments.
Well, it could be anybody that played this year, Brian.
I know now.
Well, those are quick answers, so your answers are locked in. They're locked in.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and shift gears to the match that followed on Friday, which as well took place with a quirky murk. As my internet, I know, is taking a crap out right now. I can see the Wi-Fi bars going in and out.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Oh, really? I could see it like lowering up and down. Okay, anyway. William Bibbiani and David Del Rio, second round matchup to go to the quarterfinals. And again, another incredible match between two great players that ends up going down to the 5-point question. Both getting categories they like. David Del Rio gets 2010s. Bibbs gets Stephen King. And it was close the entire way, and it just came down to a 5-point family film that ended up being an animated question, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The Grinch, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't sure Bibbs was going to pull that. I wasn't sure. Like, that's a tough question if you don't really know family film animated. I know it's a little recent, but like that can end up being a tough question. Anyway, he walks with victory. He moves on. David Del Rio goes home, but had an incredible season. Again, kind of a dark horse coming in these late ends of the season here. Molly, we'll go backwards this time, starting with you. What did you think of this one?
Well, I liked this match a lot, and I think Christian mentioned it in either the pregame or postgame, something about Del Rio being like a contender for comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I would say so. He works really hard. He studies, and he's been playing great. And he gave Bibbs a run for his money in this match. It was a tight match there at the end. And yeah, like usually Bibbs is like cool, calm, collected. He was looking a little nervous there towards the end, I think. Which, you know, I love when matches are just really close like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see Del Rio keep playing and see, you know, how he might do next season. But happy for Bibbs.
I think we talked about it, but Del Rio will probably be one of those rogue agents, so he doesn't have to worry about the action stuff just because he is a busy guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know people were sending screenshots on Twitter about him being in Pitch Perfect because he was one of the troublemakers. Just real quick, Brian, before you kind of throw your thoughts out there, Brennan's belt is on the way.
Yay!
It is on the way. But yeah, Brian,
how much
Bibbs,
shipping
Del
is on
Rio, what do you think of this one?
They're like $15
Oh, that's not bad.
to ship the belts, I think.
Oh, that's not bad. Do you ask me?
I did.
Oh, I mean, this kind of felt to me like classic Bibbs, with a little
He went perfect, right? Yeah, I think he went perfect.
He had
perfect first round.
At
Excuse me.
least.
He checked
First
down.
round. Oh my god, look at my hair getting poofed the second it comes out. Okay. Yeah, I didn't feel like nervous for Bibbs until like the very end. Like the very end, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this might swing. And then, but like Bibbs just seemed so like relax, like classic Bibbs. Just like, all right, answer questions, blah blah blah, shoot it out, answers. Del Rio is just fantastic. He is a fly on the wall, under the radar type person that you cannot underestimate. Like, he absolutely could have gone on to the next round. Like, no question. So yeah, it was a great match. All three of the matches end of last week were great matches.
And Jill?
Yeah, I agree with what everyone here said, that it was kind of fun to see, because neither of these players really have, like, I mean, Bibbs is Bibbs, but no one really has like antics like either of these players. So it was just, they're there having a good time and they're answering movie trivia questions.
It was a really fun match.
Yeah, right. It was fun. It was fun. It was laid back. They were chill. They were singing. That was great when Del Rio came back with the... He
sung the wrong answer, I think.
Right? He said, "I have nothing," or something. Yeah. That was pretty great. I always really like Bibbs when it's the round 2 and he's not answering and he's just dancing with his little tiger. Mm-hmm. That makes me like really overwhelmingly happy. Like, my serotonin levels just like go up when I just see him dancing with his little stuffed tiger. It was just a fun, like, kind of like what Brian said, like, not just old school Bibbs, but like old school Schmoedown. This match kind of felt to me. It was a lot of fun, and I've said people don't look at Del Rio, and I'm glad that he's kind of proven them wrong and like made them go, oh, this kid, that's right, Diamond, he's great, because he is great.
And to think he got dropped.
Yeah, and here he is picking up points.
Kaiser made a great move by doing that.
Kaiser made a
great move.
Yeah. So yeah, excited. Kind of bummed that we're not going to see Del Rio anymore this season, but I also know he's a busy guy. And I'm always just happy to see more of Bibbs, because the Schmoedown, it's just not the Schmoedown without Bibbiani. So glad that we get to see it.
He never retires.
No, yeah, I don't think he ever will.
So with Bibbs winning, he is the first person moving on to the semifinals. This is what the bracket looks like right now. So he gets a victory over David Del Rio. The 3 matches we have left, we have Brendan Meyer and Barbarian.
Hi, Bibbs.
And Dan Merle. Hello, Mr. Bibbs.
Bibbs, does your tiger have a name? Because I like him. I like your tiger.
Is it it's a tiger?
It's a tiger. It's a little tiger.
Okay. Fair enough. And then the next one that we have, which is released on Wednesday, is Paige for Betty and Griffey Nooms. So here's an interesting part. We talked about it with the teams. We could see a Shazam Quirky Merc final in this tournament. If the kid and Bibbs both win out, Quirky Mercs can do some major damage.
We could see some Quirky Merc invitationals happen in this.
I'm all for it.
If that's the final, it's going to be like the most polite, nice,
they're all going to be so
final.
Brian, what is wrong with that, Brian? What is wrong?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Absolutely
can you imagine? Like, great answer. You guys are fantastic. Like, all this. Like,
his name is Fabian, by the way. His name is
Fabian.
Ooh,
I love it. Fabian the Tiger. Perfect name. Perfect. I love it.
Interesting fact here from Khan himself. If the Den had kept Del Rio, they could have finished in 5th place.
Wow, it's just Del Rio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. I will say this though, and Molly, cover your ears. The dungeon just took a shot to the
heart.
Side.
Shot to the heart.
Oh, I was going to say something else. Because their chances of winning just took a big poop. Because they're now relying on Dan and Parker. That's it.
Brian, we're already winners.
I know. I would love for you guys to win the whole thing, but this was not a good week for you guys.
We're just winners in life in general.
Way to rub their face in the dirt. Like, geez, Brian.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be a statistician. So
statistician.
Statistician is not working tonight, buddy.
No.
Anyway, we did.
Bibbs, I enjoyed your singing. If you're still here.
Yes, we did.
The never-ending story.
We love a good chorus.
We did get a super chat from one Tim Simeon. He says, "Hi, Hope everyone had a great start to the week. Thank you, Tim. Just finished doing my first spectacular interview with Parker.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah,
We
Parker
know
will be
that
coming
guy.
on the show as well, and he'll also be having probably a POV study session that won't be so much POV studying. Which I
No,
tried before.
there will be. I feel he's gonna have to lock himself away because there's
Yeah.
not gonna
He's
be
gonna
much.
be like,
That,
can you guys keep it down?
can you like not like? Can you not
He's
do
gonna get
that?
put
He'd be
in
like
the dungeon.
Parker. Like I said, he's gonna lock the door and
He's
we're
gonna
gonna
be
be
so
like,
mad at us.
Parker.
So mad at us.
What's the name of Harry Potter's best friend in Harry Potter? Like asking the dumbest question.
He's gonna be like, I went through that 1,000 notes ago.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful.
Okay, so with the matches out of the way,
questions.
with the matches out of the way, let's talk about the one and only Mr. Nerd Chronic himself. For those of you who may not be on social media, because it hasn't officially been announced via a match or anything like that, Eric Rodriguez, who is otherwise known as Nerd Chronic, will be stepping away from the Schmoedown after the season. And he has some personal reasons, and there's nothing past that nobody needs to ask. He has every right to that, and he can take a step away whenever he sees fit. But he will no longer be editing videos for the Schmoedown, at least for the next year. We could always see him return at some point, but Spectacular will be the final time that we see anything Nerd Chronic in the Schmoedown for a little bit. So I want to take a little bit of time because he has done some great things, not just for this community, but also he's done some great things for this actual channel. He has created 2 incredibly beautiful Ladies of Schmoedown videos for our special here on the channel.
Roll the tape. No, okay.
I do have the first one actually.
I know you do.
So we could play it.
I've done enough crying today.
If we really wanted to play it afterwards, we could. But I do have both of them saved, and I will hold on to them forever. But I don't think we have time to talk about his best promos. Maybe we will later on in the year, in the off season. We are planning on having him on the show as well, because we haven't had him on since we've started this, and we really want to. But yeah, floor is open. Kind of what let's just talk a little Nerd Chronic here, because he has given a lot, if not the most, to this community in the last couple of years.
That man deserves a break.
Yeah.
If there's one person in the community that needs a break, it's probably him and Brian Moore. Like honestly, like
well, yeah, their work's nonstop. Literally, it's nonstop.
You guys, they do not stop. It seems like ever. I mean, think about the amount of why am I drawing a blank on the name of them? The match promo videos this man has had to make just this year alone.
Well, he's made 3 a week, sometimes 5 a week.
That's a lot.
And those are not easy. Trust me.
And they're not quick, like 20-second videos. They're sometimes like minute to 2 minutes. That takes a lot of time. It stresses me out even thinking about it. Like,
well, and it's also a good point to make, and Molly can speak on this, and I'm sure Jill can too. Actually, is even when Nikki was on, she was talking about how like she made this great promo because she wanted Nerd Chronic to edit it. Mm-hmm. She wanted him to use it in something. And it doesn't just mean a lot to fans, but competitors look forward to giving him something to use because it makes the product that much better. And I'm sure someone's going to step in and do just as good of a job. But Eric is almost like this like home base to the Schmoedown and has been for a long time because he was a fan who got brought into all this. So it's special for a lot of other reasons of his inclusion in all of this.
Yeah. I think Christian tweeted something along the lines of like, he's a big reason why the Schmoedown is what it is now today. Like he's responsible for a lot of just where the game has come, especially with the digital age. Yeah. And I mean, it's such a treat to have anything promo wise edited by him because he makes everyone look so much cooler than they are.
Yeah.
I have 4 simple words that I could say about Nerd Chronic. Yodi for
that's what I thought you were going to say.
Chronic. Yodi for Nerd Chronic.
Yoda for Chronic.
Yoda for Chronic. I can't put into words how hard this guy works and how much he has done for this league, for this community as a whole. one of the main reasons why not just us, but a lot of these after shows are on these promos is because Eric is not only making these promos, he's watching every single after show. He's watching everything. The reason why you see snips from after shows is because he's watching it, every single one, and he's marking notes and he's clipping them out. And I think people think that people just send him videos and he just clips out matches. Like, no, he's putting in the extra time and the work to take time out of his day to watch all of these after shows to add more stuff into these promos.
He's like Santa Claus. He's always watching.
He's like
and
Santa
making
Claus.
a list and checking it twice.
He's literally the Schmoedown Santa Claus.
Wow, that's
super
it's
true.
I mean, a lot of people can attest. Like the first time these after show people that see their face in a promo.
Oh, dude, I lost it. I was like,
wait,
what? Us?
It's literally like, holy crap. Like,
and it's never just we made a promo. It's we made the Nerd Chronic promo.
Yeah, 100%.
But for me personally, and it was a really surreal moment because it's Nerd Chronic and he does all the promos. It's when it was my first post in review and it hadn't aired yet. And he messaged me and he said, I got so excited when I saw you doing the post. And I was like, this is so surreal. I trust you to make me look good because I was a hot mess. And he was like, I got you. And I was like, bless. So that was just really cool. He's just always, and he's
Brian Ward. If you can make that happen, I swear to God, I'll be there.
And he's at every taping. He's at every studio thing. He's always there. And I really think he will still always be there, even though he's not doing the promos anymore, but just because it's not, it's just not the Schmoedown without Nerd Chronic. So I still hope that his presence is still somehow there. But all my love goes out to him, and I'm glad he gets to take a much deserved break.
And he said in his post, because he put a couple messages out there together, he said that he's still going to be around because he's going to be, now he gets to be a fan, right? He gets to support Video Drew, and he gets to be a fan and watch along like the rest of us do, which is much needed for him. I mean, he's only been editing for I think 3 years now, but imagine all of the promos that he's been doing since then. It's literally day in, day out work of pulling.
You know how many matches there are in 3 seasons? A freaking lot.
Hundreds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous what the amount of work that the guys put in. So obviously we're gonna miss him, but he deserves it. He deserves it more than a lot of people do.
And I want to mention, not to mention, he's doing all this, but him and Video Drew, like when the pandemic started, like made sure to make like an outlet with their quizzes. And stuff like
they
that,
made it fun.
Like, and just things like that. Like they didn't have to do that. He wrote all those quizzes. Like when we wanted to do the Twilight one, he watched the movie for the first time to make those questions for us.
Yeah.
Or Jake and I, when we did the Toy Story one, like they don't have to do things like that. But like, this is just another example of like, they're just great people. And especially him doing that to just include everyone. Everyone's felt included. Because I mean, if you get put in one of those promos, you're immortalized in some capacity. You are forever a part of that Schmoedown clip that will live on that channel. So it means a lot to people when they get put in. So
100%.
He's a great guy.
100%. All right. Well, I think we should end on that. That's a great way to kind of end tonight. A little conversation there about Nerd Chronic. We talked about a lot tonight. And we had a great sit down with one Nicki Dimalanta, who was great to finally have on the show officially as an actual Schmoedown competitor. Because yes, Nicki, you are a Schmoedown competitor.
Hey, no.
Sorry, she is Star Wars #1 contender.
Hi, Sean Sullivan. I see your shadow.
Say hi.
He's creeping back there.
But yes, also if you missed it, if you maybe joined a little late, this is happening on Friday, everybody. This is happening on Friday. Jill will be joined by one Kevin Smets after the pay-per-view on Friday evening.
I'm submitting a hashtag to be started for this. Let's get smashed.
Let's get smashed.
There you go. Chat, blow it up. Blow it up, chat. We expect you guys to blow that one up.
Beautiful.
Before we get out, I'll let everybody kind of plug some stuff, see where you can find them all online. Jill, start us off.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Julie Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's. You can also sometimes catch me on a post-match interview. My brain and my words don't work today. So always be sure to watch till the end because a lot of people put a lot of work and effort to this. And apparently sometimes you can find me on the SEN channel.
So
Chick's
everywhere.
gonna pop up everywhere.
everywhere. And also this Friday for happy hour. Pew, pew, pew.
Brian?
Bibbiani on Twitter.
Good Chuck, you're doing a
And
job. Proud of you, Chuck.
yes. And here, obviously. And Apocalypse movie. I forgot the S. Where on Tuesday, I don't have to talk to Jake because I already know it's going to be. We're
What?
going to talk Eternal. So if you guys want to talk some Eternal stuff on Tuesday, stop on by.
Wow. I hope everyone stopped on by for that intro. That was great.
Mhm.
Molly?
Maybe I'll even host. I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll see.
I'll be late to that one, so maybe.
At Molly Damon on Twitter, at Molly Mander on Instagram. You can find me on Star Wars Explained. We're going to be probably doing a live stream on Friday with the Disney Plus Day announcements. I'm assuming we're going to get some really juicy announcements on Friday. So
it makes me nervous how much they're gonna, because I'm like, what are you gonna show me at Star Wars Celebration? I'm like, I need to save some stuff.
they're gonna have a lot on Celebration, I'm sure.
Bring me Kenobi.
That's all.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
we're
God.
well, if rumors are true, we're getting a trailer. So
Give it to me now, injected in my veins. I need it.
Probably just like a teaser. But
Yeah.
still,
No,
like,
honestly, I just want to see. Just give me a picture of Ewan in the robe again. That's all I care about. Like, just
You already know that the ending of that trailer, teaser, whatever, is just gonna be
yes.
100%. It's gonna be,
Hundo.
well,
Hundo.
I would say I'd probably say the celebration trailer. Maybe not Disney Plus Day. But
You
celebrate.
hear Whitwer's voice.
Or
Yeah,
well, it'd be Vader's. Vader's breathing.
Yeah.
Because he's in it.
Well, yeah. Confirmed.
if we get the rumored animated mall show, we'll definitely be hearing Whitwer's voice.
Mall show.
Anyway, you can find myself at Qui-Gon Jake on Twitter. 2 N's. Someone else took it before I did. Schmoedown POV on Twitter. Streamlabs. Patreon, which is a lot of fun. We're shooting our Q&A. Q&A is going to be up this week. And then we already announced it. Our bar trivia this month, everybody. Our bar trivia this month. It's Twilight. It's Twilight, and these 3 are going to be competing.
I need you to make like a super cheesy, crappy Twilight image for bar trivia, like the colon's like.
Oh, a Photoshop of you. I'll Photoshop your 3 faces on some of their faces. I'll pull a
Make
Brian.
me sparkly.
I was gonna say, can I be Alice, but can I be Rosalie? Because the way when she becomes a vampire and she like,
you got to tell me who these people are. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, we will see you guys the rest of the week on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday for happy hour. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourself a great Monday. I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.